guys, welcome back. So today I've got a nice little Gentle Pilates class. So it's still going to work the entire body, but in a calming and peaceful way. So let's make a start. We are beginning on all fours. So coming onto your mat, you're going to make sure those hands are underneath the shoulders and your knees are underneath the hips. We're going to take a moment to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, inhale through the nose, exhale through those pursed lips. You're going to keep that breath going, and on each inhale, just think about making that spine a little bit longer in that neutral position. Good. And as you exhale, you're feeling the transversus abdominis, the muscle that wraps around the torso like a corset. You're feeling that gently start to fire up and engage to your center. Good. One more breath there. And then we're going to take it into our cat-cow stretch. So breathing in to lengthen the head away from the tailbone. And then exhale to round the spine. Good. Inhale, lengthening everything away. And then exhale to round. Just moving through those 2 points. Nice and gently. Waking up the spine. That's it. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to reach and push that floor away. Good. 2 more each direction. Drawing those shoulder blades down the back. Dropping the crown of the head towards the floor as you curve the spine. Last one. That's it. And then settling back to neutral. So we're going to take some spinal waves now. So just articulating that spine a little bit more, breathing into the body. You're going to curve the spine like you do in that cat stretch. Sink the hips back towards your feet. And then you're going to lower your elbows to the floor. Roll your nose forwards and then roll forwards through that arc, opening up the chest. And again, so you curve that spine, you rock back, you almost tap your hips to your heels, and then you roll that nose forwards, plunging through those hands, opening up that chest. 3 more in this direction. Just mobilizing that spine, so you're going through that arc, and then transitioning to that curve to go back. Inhale to arch that spine, coming forwards. Exhale to come back. Last one. Inhale, diving forwards. Good. Now from there, you're going to reverse it. So keeping the arc of your spine, you're going to sink the hips back, and then you're going to curve it, coming forwards. Good. And again, sinking the hips back, and then curving to come forwards. 2 more. Sinking those hips back in the arch, and then curving to come forwards. Last one, sinking those hips back, and then rolling forwards. Fabulous. Uncurling the head so you're nice and long in that neutral. Hip bones are facing down towards the mat. You're going to lift your left leg up into the air. So your knee is bent. You can flex that foot, and you want to keep that knee in line with the hip as much as possible, lengthening through the rest of the body. Now start to just circle that left knee. That's it. So we're going to start to wake up those glutes a little bit here, but we're still trying to keep the rest of the body as still as can be. So even though we're exploring that range of the hip, really try and keep the pelvis nice and still with those hip bones facing down towards the floor. Good. Lengthening tall out the crown of the head. Let's reverse the circle. That's it. Just mobilizing that hip. Nice and strong through those arms. Feeling that warmth coming through the body now. Good. Now from there, you're going to stretch that left leg out behind you. Make yourself as long as you can. We're going to exhale, draw your nose in towards your knee, And then inhale to lengthen back out. And again, exhale, curving that spine, nose to knee. And then inhale, lengthening away. Lovely. 4 more. Squeezing that glute to lift that leg up. Last 3. Contracting those abdominals as you draw the knee in towards your chest. Good. Breathing through that movement. Last one. That's it. And then reaching that leg behind. Good. Nice and straight with that back leg. You're going to lower the foot down, tucking the toes underneath. That's it. From there, breathe in and open your right arm up towards the ceiling. So you've got a nice long line through one fingertips to the other hand. Now you're going to slide the arm underneath like I'm threading the needle. So the right arm comes underneath your torso. You're going to bend through that supporting arm, open the eyes up towards the ceiling, and then inhale, push the floor away and unravel. Good, you've got 2 more. So you're holding that balance, taking some weight through the upper body. Good, and then inhale to open up. That's it, last one. And then recover back to center. Place that right hand down and bend your left knee in. You're going to bring your right knee up behind you now. So flexing the foot, knee is bent, up in line with the hip if we can. Hip bones are facing down to the floor as we start to circle that right leg now. So you're stirring the femur in the hip socket. That's it. Good. Now just try and lift through those abdominals here. Drawing those shoulder blades down the back. Breathe in nice and deeply, keeping that breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good, the back of the neck is long, almost reaching up towards the ceiling. That's it, let's reverse the circle. So going the other way with that knee. Good job. Trying not to sink in that chest. That's it, hips are steady. Good. Last 2. And then last one. From there, reach your right leg out behind you. Stretching that knee. Lifting your toes up and away. Lengthening out the crown of the head. As you breathe out, curve the spine, nose to knee. And then inhale, reach the leg away. Reach out the crown of the head. Good. Exhale, nose to knee. And then inhale to lengthen back out. Fabulous. 4 more. Letting that spine curve as you draw the knee in. And then open that chest nice and proud as you send the leg back. Great. We've got 2 more. Really lengthening the back of the leg as you reach away and keeping both hip bones facing down towards the floor as much as possible. Good. Now reach that right leg behind you. Lower the toes down onto the floor. You're going to open up that left arm now, opening up that chest. Really press through that back foot so the hamstring's nice and long. Threading the needle, we draw that left arm underneath our torso, taking that spine twist. And then inhale, push the floor away, unwind. Good, 2 more. Exhale, threading that needle, bending through the right arm. So we're taking some weight into the upper body. And then inhale, opening up. Last one, exhale, threading underneath. And then replace that left hand onto the floor. Bending that right knee in. We're going to gently lower down onto our tummy. So walk the knees back. Have a slight tuck of that pelvis, lift through the abdominals. And we're going to lower down to the floor really gently. Knees, chest, chin, all at the same time. Good. You're going to open your hands a little bit wider than the shoulders. That's it. And then your feet are going to be in the corners of the mat and you're turned out from the tops of the legs. That's it. Now press your pubic bone down into the mat. Lift your abdominals up and away from the mat, feeling that length through the lower back. You want to try and keep that connection. Right, we inhale to roll the nose forwards, taking the eye line forwards. We breathe in to lift up off the chest, and then exhale to lower back down. And again, inhale, rolling the nose away, lifting up, 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 and then exhale, coming back down. Good, so initiate that movement. Imagine you're rolling a little Malteser forwards with the nose. Good. And you're just coming up about halfway. So basically as high as you can come up with the upper back whilst keeping the elbows and the ribs down onto the floor. Good. 2 more like that. Keeping those legs active, really stretching them away. Last one, rolling that nose, inhale, lifting up, and then exhale down. Gorgeous. Now, you can take it into your full spinal extension. So coming up again. Once you get to that halfway point, have more push with the hands and more lift with the abdominals. So it's like a push and a lift. Perfect. Inhale, opening the chest. Really squeeze those glutes. And then exhale, slowly roll back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. And tucking the nose in at the end. Off we go, keeping the turn out of the legs. Breathing in, pushing up. And that turnout's going to help create a little bit more space in that lumbar spine. Fabulous. Opening up the chest, nice and proud. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. And then exhale to lower, bringing that chest forwards. And it's like you can almost pull yourself back down onto the floor, gripping with those hands. 2 more. Inhale, rolling up. Good. Trying to find that length before we extend. Good. And exhale, coming back down. Last one. Inhale, rolling up. Roll the nose away. Lifting up, shoulder blades down the back. Good, nice and proud with that extension. Stretching the legs and then coming back down, getting those elbows onto the floor as soon as possible. Good job. We're going to come through a shell stretch. So, pushing up onto all fours. We're just going to curve that spine and sink back onto our feet, reaching the arms forwards or down by your sides, whatever is comfortable for you. And take 2 big breaths there. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Now all you're going to do is just walk your hands to the right hand side of your mat and then drop your left hip down and back. Feel a nice stretch along the side. And then walk the hands through center and over to the left. And then you're going to drop that right hip down and back. Stretching out the side of the body. Good. Walk the hands back to center. And then gently roll up through the spine, sitting up nice and tall. Great. You're going to lower down onto your sit bones and bring your legs out in front of you. The knees are bent and the feet are flat on the floor and the legs are in line with your sit bones. So a little gap between the knees, keeping everything nice and parallel and in line. We're going to reach the arms out in front, the palms are turned in to face each other, sitting up as tall as we can, breathing in. As we breathe out, we're going to roll the tailbone underneath, scooping the abdominals, and we're going to come into our C curve. And then breathing in to roll back up to seated. And again, exhale, rolling back. Good, behind the sit bones. And then inhale to roll back up. That's it. So, you're initiating from the very base of the spine on the way back and on the way back up. That's it. Really creating as much of a curve as possible with that spine, but we're going to try and keep the upper body relaxed. So it's all going on in the trunk. Yes. 2 more. And we're going to see if we can take it a little bit lower down. Good. So on the next one, see if you can go that little bit lower, dab your lower back down onto the floor, and then roll back up to seated. Good. And again, exhale, rolling back, maybe touching that lower back to the floor, and then using that breath to come back up. Good. Keeping that going, or returning onto your C curve, whatever is good for you today. We're just going to slowly build up to our full roll up. Yes, so if you would like to take it into your full roll up, exactly the same. You're going to keep the knees bent for the first couple, rolling back, all the way back. Your arms reach overhead, and then drop the chin to the chest. Use those arms reaching forwards, gently roll up nice and smoothly to seated. And again, tucking that tailbone underneath, hollowing out the tummy, rolling back, arms reach overhead, and then inhale, drop the chin, roll back up really smoothly through the center of the spine. Now if you want to take it a little further and stretch out those legs, go for it. Pushing those heels away, that's it. Just taking a couple more roll-ups. Good, really flexing those feet to anchor the legs if you've gone for the straight-legged option. Enjoy that nice stretch on the hamstrings. Wherever you are though, just keep those shoulders sliding down the back, nice and relaxed through that upper body, and then coming up. Good. Last one, we're going to bring ourselves all the way down onto our backs. That's it. Stay lifted with that upper body, and you're going to bend your knees in. Find that imprint, one leg up at a time into tabletop. Holding lightly onto the outside of the knees. If the upper body is a little bit tight, you want a little bit of a rest, you're going to come down onto your back. Wherever you are, we're going to breathe out and extend one leg away, holding onto the leg that's bent. Inhale back to center, exhale to switch the legs. That's it. Inhale back to center, exhale, switch. So we're going for that single leg stretch. Fabulous. Our feet are off the floor, so we're going to work in our imprint, keeping that lower back connected onto the mat. Chin is drawing down to the chest if we're up off our shoulder blades, and we keep that breath going the whole time. Good, really stretching and pulling up the quads as you reach the toes away. Good, you've got 4 more. Last 3, really smooth and calm. Last 2, last 1. Bring the legs into the chest, lower the upper body down. Great work. Just gently roll the head from side to side. And then you're going to release your feet down to the floor one at a time. So they're just in line with your sit bones. That's it. Your arms are down by your sides. From there, you're going to find your imprint and roll the spine off the floor to come and rest on your shoulder blades. So you're in that shoulder bridge position. Long through the body, keep that rib to hip connection. Now, as you lower the hips down, you're going to sweep your arms up above your head. That's it. And then you're going to lift those hips back up. The arms come down to the mat by your sides. And then lower the hips, the arms come back overhead. So you can keep the roll or you can take it out, whatever you're feeling. We've done that roll up, so we've mobilized the spine a little bit. So feel free to just test that neutral and go for those straight lift and lowers. That's it. So the arms are working in opposition to the hips. You drop the hips, the arms lift up. You lift the hips, the arms come down. Great. It's nice and soft. Legs stay in parallel, so the knees just glide forwards on top of the ankles. That's it. Pressing equally through the heel, the big toe, little toe, long through the sides of the waist, easy across the chest. Good, you've got 3 more. And lifting up. Last 2. and reaching up. Last one, and then release your arms down by your sides next to your hips. Good. From there, we're just going to do a little sideline. So coming onto one side, you're going to lie down on your supporting arm, rest in that ear, and then you're going to bring your knees forwards in front of the hips, and your shins are parallel to the edge of your mat. Lifting out the side of the waist, sinking that hip down and away, so you're really long in both sides. From there, you're going to flex your feet. You're going to lift your top leg off, so the knee comes away and the foot comes away, so everything's in parallel, and then lower. And again, lifting that top leg off and down. Good. So we're going to keep those feet flexed if we can, just to help get into the sides of those glutes a little bit more. Good. So we're working that glute med here. That's it. Keeping that top shoulder rolling down and back. That's it, well done. We're lifting through those abdominal muscles. Feeling those glutes now firing up. Good. We've got 5 more. Last 4. Controlling that movement on the way down. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. Very good. From there, just stretch your legs out in a nice long line. If that feels a little bit wobbly, you're going to keep that supporting knee bent. Then lift your top leg off just in line with the hips, and then reach your top arm overhead. Nice. From there, you're going to lengthen your toes and your fingers up towards the ceiling. Tap your foot and then lengthen long. And again, lifting arm and leg, reach and tap and then lengthen. Good. We've got 8 more. See if you can keep that knee nice and straight. Last 7. Good. Last 6. That's it. Reach into the very top of the foot. Good. We've got 4. And lower. Last 3. Lengthening out the hips. Last 2. And reach. Last 1. And then reach. Very good. Gently bring yourself up and come to lie on your other side. So, easing yourself down, resting on your arm, bending the knees forwards, lining those shins up with the edge of your mat. Okay, lift up the side of the waist, long through both sides. Good. Flex the feet, lift that top leg off and down. And again, lifting off and down. Good. So it's almost like we are sat on a chair because we've got that nice long spine. The knees are forwards, so we've got that right angle that we're working with at the hips and at the knees. Good, just separating and then closing down again. Lifting through the centre, always keeping that support. We've got 5 more. Last 4. Can you flex that heel? Last 3. And down. 2. And down. Last 1. And lower. Good. Lengthening that top leg away in line with the hip. Reaching the top arm overhead. Good. We're going to lift up. See if you can tap that foot and then reach back overhead. We repeat. Lifting up and down. And again. Lifting up and down. Good. So nice and smooth. We're trying not to have any jerky movements. That's it. Long out the hips, long through the shoulders and the arms. Great work. We've got 4 more. Lifting and lowering. Last 3 and down. Last 2 and down. This is our last one and reach. Very good. easing yourself onto your back. We're just going to have a little stretch to finish. So hug your knees into your chest. Just take a few knee circles. So you're going to open those knees out and close. That's it. And then going the other way. Opening up those hips. And then hug your right knee into your chest. Lengthen your left leg out in front of you. Just pull that leg towards you and feel that length through your left hip flexor. Breathe in there. And then when you're ready, you're going to cross that right knee over, look back over your right arm. You're going to keep that shoulder blade on the floor as you encourage your right knee over, down towards the floor. Breathe into the side of the body. And then coming gently back to center. Switch the legs over. So left leg hugs in, right leg lengthens out on the floor. Lengthening your right hip through the front of the pelvis. And then when you're ready, cross that left knee over the body and then look back over your left arm. Try and keep both shoulder blades down on the floor as you breathe into that spiral. Good. And then back to center. Hug both knees in. You're going to start to gently rock forwards and backwards along the spine. So like I'm rolling like a ball, we're just rolling up and down the center of the mat. Good. Coming to find that balance at the top. Last two. Good. Last one. And then release the feet. So coming to sit cross-legged, if that's comfortable, or stretch those legs out in front. Sitting up tall, out of the hips, feeling both sit bones nice and heavy on the floor. We're going to lower our arms down by our sides. Reach one arm up overhead, breathing in, and then as you breathe out, gently release to one side. Really extend that elbow and keep your supporting hip down on the floor. Opening up that chest. And then use the exhale to bring you up through those abdominals. Other side. Reaching up, breathing in, lengthen tall before we dip over to the other side. Keep that supporting hip down. Lovely, opening up that shoulder. Maybe taking the eye line up towards the ceiling. Great, and then back to center. Well done. Bringing the hands to your chest, breathing in, and then exhale through the mouth, nice and heavy. And again, inhale to lengthen tall. Exhale, let it go. Last one. And then release. Well done, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me for that Gentle Pilates session. I hope that you feel calmed through the mind and body. I'll see you next time.